Okay. All right. I guess we're done. All right. So, all right. Here's a little bit of fun. So we're gonna do our first annual 2017 Bushies, and let's
All
go
right.
to Bacon for the stream stuff.
All right. Let's see if this works.
Oh shit.
ETC's Bushies. Oh.
That was gross.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Holy
This
shit!
is award show with
Oh,
a
man.
little Bush podium.
If there's
Ah,
ever
that trophy is
someone to-
specifically ETC's Bush.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so for any of you who've only listened to the audio, I highly suggest you go and watch the VOD of this because this is Bacon put in a lot of really cool shit.
Yeah, this is
There's the epic zoom
really,
in
really impressive.
of ETC's crotch. You didn't know how far I was going to zoom in, and then just kept going. Yeah, that's right. NSFW.
What is it?
You know what that means.
No,
Yeah, you do.
I'll keep being on the show and not know what that means.
what is it?
He works for himself. Why would he know what it means?
You're right. Never been at work. It's not safe for work.
Oh, not safe for work. Well,
Yeah. And then
Yeah,
there's
well,
NSFL, Not Safe for Life, which features people dying. And
Oh.
I didn't know about
Oh,
that one.
I
Ugh.
never heard of that one.
NSFL is death. NSFW is sexual things.
What are you watching, Bacon? Fuck.
You know, NSFL.
I've been on the internet. What are you talking about? This is like ABC shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
he's
Reddit.
been lurking around the dark web.
This is like LOL.
LOL.
Yeah.
God, no.
All right. So with the first annual Bushies, we're going to go through several categories. So we're going to do all the positive categories, like best, hero release, best rework, and stuff like that. And next week we'll do the Baron Tower Awards, where we choose like the worst hero of 2017, worst skin. So you stick around next week for that. But let's go ahead and start off with the who was the best hero released in 2017.
Wait.
Oh, and,
Is the way this is going to work is that whoever gets the most votes gets the Bushy, or we all have a Bushy award for each of these?
We all nominate one, right?
Yeah.
It could be overlapping, and then
Yeah.
we defend and try to make our pick the chosen one, and
All right.
debate
I see.
and condescend other people's choices if we have to.
Do we have any criteria for best?
Well, we'll discuss that. We'll just do one at a time. We'll do one at a time.
Yeah, we be part of
So-
the case you make.
The heroes that were released this in 2017 were Hanzo, Alexstrasza, Junkrat, Ana, Kel'Thuzad, Garrosh, Stukov, Mateo, Diva, Genji, Cassia, Probius, Lucio, Valera, and Zul'jin. So, who was the best hero released in the calendar year? So we'll go to Old Backpack first.
I'm very biased, but Cassia. I think
Okay.
Cassia
No.
was. Oh no,
Name it.
no, just Cassia. I'll say this.
All right, Scott. Who's your favorite?
Wait, is it my favorite or the best?
The best.
2017. Best. Yeah, it's right there on the bottom left.
Oh, best favorite. It could be the same shit. Whatever.
Yeah.
If you're going for the best, I'd say it's got to be Genji. He's been the most viable throughout the entirety
Okay.
of his existence.
Well,
Okay.
it could be
Alright.
more personal but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
Best
so
Cassia.
all backpack says Cassia. Scott says Genji. What does Tower Baron say?
Anna.
Oh shit. Okay,
Oh shit.
Anna, huh?
Anna. Hard on for Anna.
it's Anna,
Likes,
by the way.
likes
but,
the Russians. Holy shit.
Well,
Egyptians.
if anyone likes the
Excuse
Russians,
He's
anyway.
My bad.
Egyptian. What are you?
My bad.
Egyptian?
Excuse you guys.
Bro.
Get it right.
All right, so my favorite is Lucio.
How do we all of a sudden go
That's
from the
interesting.
best in show notes to your favorite?
The best.
The best
He's
for
the
you.
best.
Well, we're gonna
He's had the
expand on
most
That's for
that.
you,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Scott.
Yeah.
Wait, Scott, you want to change yours?
We're gonna make an argument
Yeah,
for
do
it.
you want to change yours
Yeah.
now that you know this information?
No, I'm good. I'll stick with Genji.
Okay. All right, so I said Lucio, Tower
Oh.
Anna, all backpack said Cassia.
Oh,
Scott said
two
Genji,
Lucios.
and oh look at that, me and Bacon are sharing a brain because he chose Lucio as well.
Yeah. All right, so let's go around the table, make a case for our heroes.
Okay,
Let's start with
Fringe.
Scott. Why'd you pick
Scott?
Why'd you pick Genji?
He's been one of the most impactful heroes in the game since he's came in. I mean, do I need to say more? He's been a dominant force in the pro scene, and he's been very good in, Hero League and just prevalent throughout. Well, I don't know about all leagues, but he's been prevalent throughout the higher leagues and the pro scene. Very good.
So how is that different from Lucio?
Lucio wasn't good right away when it first came out.
Oh, Lucio
really-
was
did you-
amazing. What are you
He's
talking
really
about? He was
good. They
overpowered
nerfed
as
him.
hell.
Them.
Where
Yeah, I know.
where was he in the pro scene when he first came out? You saw him sparsely throughout the first 3 months of his existence.
He was
Genji
all over
had more
BlizzCon.
play.
We're
like
not
the
we're not
first, 2
talking
weeks
we're not
than
only
Lucio
talking about
had.
HGC though.
Mhm.
Where I mean
Like,
if we're
I remember
You're not
Bacon.
talking about HGC. I am. These these categories are pretty vague. You can't just all of a sudden
Yeah,
throw out
that's-
barriers.
that's part of the fun of it. Make it
Yeah.
as vague as possible.
But the thing is, Lucio was all over BlizzCon,
Mhm.
and also Bacon used Lucio in the first 2 weeks to get to Master or Grandmaster.
I had like a 70% win rate with Lucio out of 40 games.
So
And,
Yeah, I
and-
mean,
and
Lucio
we're
was
saying
over.
best. And we're saying best. I mean best for the game. It's maybe
Your
best
best
person
hero.
playing Genji. It's not the
it's
best
your
for
best.
everyone else playing against Genji.
It's your best.
no,
your
I
favorite.
think that Lucio ushered in, because at the time people forget that at the time when Lucio came out, there were no supports released in a year or something like that, and he ushered in a new wave of supports and how supports are played, and for the lower levels he's really good because he allows the ability to heal everyone, which is very very important.
Lucio's
Brightwing
bad.
had that.
Lucio's
All right.
bad for the mobility
gonna-
creep.
All right,
He-
before we
his-
do this Genji Lucio fight right now, I'm gonna go ahead and nominate that Cassia gets kicked out.
F
Yes.
you guys. F you guys. She fulfills a niche in the game that is not.
It's very
no, the
standard.
Cassia's better than Anna, I'd
Oh
say.
hell no. Hell no.
Anna,
Yeah.
And the grenade that denies healing, that is completely new. A healer that you'd actually have to skill shot to get your heals off and to progress the character on to get a higher level. She's, I think, one of the
That's
most unique healers in the
Not
game.
that good.
See, we're talking
she's
about,
not-
I mean, good
she's
for the
pr-
game.
She's okay.
When I say best hero, I think she can be used very effectively with the sleeps and good coordination. And I think she ramps up really well. The grenade is very unique. Like I was saying, it can even cancel out Rhaegar's Ancestral, which is huge.
She has no self peel. She has almost zero self healing outside of that one grenade. And even if you go the grenade build, it's you're always starving for self heal if you're getting poked out a lot. Whereas Lucio can peel for himself, wall ride quickly out, heal himself.
So yeah, I think you guys. I guess my definition of best is that the most, I guess, innovative character for the game. Because now we have Malphite is somewhat similar too, and he's playing more of he's more skill shot based now. And that's totally off of Anna, right? That's pretty much the same thing. And I think she's a really good character to play, really fun. You're not just feeling like a healing bot. You have to land all your skill shots all the time. You're engaged the whole time you play. It's a really good character, I think. It's my best hero.
All right, well there you go. I don't want this to be like the Giant Bomb podcast where we spend like 4 hours debating who's the best character.
That's the whole point of this. Someone's got to get a Bushy.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Well,
someone's got to get the Bushy.
I would cast my vote for Lucio then, because Lucio deserves it more than Cassia. I know.
I don't want it. I don't want to be like Giant Bomb and spend like the next hour going over these categories. No, but I feel like we start knocking out heroes and then.
Yeah.
Well,
I think Cassia definitely needs to be knocked out.
First of all, fuck you, but yes, she does.
But actually,
she's too niche.
That's why I enjoy her, though. She fits a very, very, very specific
she wasn't
niche.
designed to
That's
be
really cool.
An all-purpose hero. She has her niche role that she fulfills.
Which I think is very, very cool. They say we want to have a person that rapes melee comps, and they made her, and she does it really effectively.
Lucio's move speed buff is bad for the game. I'll say that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Just from the guys like supporting Genji.
Yeah, what the fuck? You support the most toxic playstyle in the game.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. My definition of the best was different than yours. I'm not a fan of Genji. I think his playstyle is just as toxic as Lucio's. And I'm not a fan of the hyper mobility creep that the Overwatch heroes have brought in. But the points I made about Genji being very good and prevalent are still viable.
All right, but goodbye, Cassia.
All right, I think we kind of agree that Lucio is. I think we agree
Lucio. I mean, it's already a 3 to 2. Like we have me, Fringe, and Bacon saying Lucio deserves it.
I stick by my Anna. Screw you guys.
I think Anna is not played ever again for the next 6 months.
I'll still play her.
Anna, I mean, I like Anna as much as you do, but she definitely has her weaknesses, and she's not very prevalent in the meta, and she requires support.
She was played BlizzCon, like the last match of BlizzCon. They picked her on Team of Spartak.
All right, so there you go. I think we have the best hero released is Lucio.
Scott versus Scott. Scott loses.
What a close second.
That's the title right there.
Scott versus Scott. Scott loses.
All right, let's go ahead and let's do the best rework. I'm not going to add the year to these. Like this is all for 2017. So the best rework, we have Nova, Samura, Valera, Zeratul, Hammer, Leoric, Lily, Muradin, Zul'jin, Johanna, Morales, Chromie, Jaina, Zul, Malfurion, Thrall, Alarak, Tyrande, Uther, Arthas, Murky, and Tassadar. So let's go to Tower Baron first.
This one is the easiest one. It's obviously Leoric. Leoric.
just say it.
I don't like Leoric's rework.
No. Say all we're gonna do is just say you pick your character and that's it. There's no anything else. You just pick your character.
If anyone doesn't pick Leoric, they're wrong.
All right, so Tower. God.
Tower Baron versus Tower
Baron. Let's go to Old Backpack.
Arthas.
Okay.
Arthas.
Let's go to Scott.
Garrosh.
No, rework.
Hey, Q got reworked. That is by far the best rework in the game. I'm gonna win this category hands down. Completely changed how he's played. It completely changed the entire scope of bans in Hero League.
All right, so my favorite rework was the Uther rework because they took him. Why are you pointing?
To you. That's a good idea.
Okay, so I say Uther. Tower Baron says Leoric for some reason, and then Old Backpacks.
Arthas.
Who'd you say?
Arthas. Yes.
Arthas, and then Scott said
Garrosh.
And then Bacon. Yeah. You know what's funny? I actually had Chromie as my number 2. Actually.
Interesting. 3 tanks, a healer, and a mage.
So the thing is that what I like about Chromie is that, I really dislike her playstyle, but she's actually in a good spot now. it took a while to tweak her, but now she's like in a, she's pretty much in a good.
She's viable now, where before the rework she wasn't really as viable.
If we want to talk about not viable, let's talk about Leoric.
He actually did. He had his niche picks.
He offered nothing. He had no wave clear really.
He had HGC play constantly.
No. His wave clear was pretty much as good before the rework as after.
Yeah, it was phenomenal.
His auto attacks didn't cleave, and he had no sustain. Damage. He was just a damaged sponge. He did nothing.
No, he had sustain talents. What are you talking about?
He was not as strong as he is now.
No, he's it's a lateral shift. He's a freaking no.
Hell no.
Well, hold on. What are you gonna go with that he has more sustain outside of the buff to March of the Black King, which is a buff to an existing ability, which has nothing to do with reworking anything. They just changed numbers. That's a numbers tweak. That's not a rework. That's a numbers tweak. What else does he have that buffed his survivability significantly?
Yeah, he had a build with the Skeletal Swing where he could be in team fight and get most of his life back outside of Drain Hope. And then he had what was it, the Wraith Walk? That was huge. The 50% less damage reduction on Wraith Walk. We can Wraith Walk across the whole screen, and then Royal Focus afterwards. That synced up with the with his swing. That's huge. He's like an actual really good bruiser in terms of his mitigation. And his ults are actually a lot more impactful. It's like you don't just automatically go in Tomb. March has its place. That's paired with the Wraith Walk. You Wraith Walk out, minus like damage reduction, everyone, and then march back into your team, and then they're all dead.
All right, so
you're alive.
Yeah, so
it's a damage sponge. Before he had no use outside of HTC. I mean, I never saw Leoric at all in any of my games, like ever.
That's true. I see Leoric a lot more often now, often. But the same could be said for Chromie.
Yeah, can we all agree that Arthas doesn't belong in the?
Fuck you too.
Arthas had a good rework. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, he's seen a lot now.
Yeah, especially post rework, right after he got rework, he's gotten nerfed. I think since then.
The rework is the reason.
Right after his rework.
The rework is the reason I picked up Arthas.
Yeah, because he's good. I mean,
he had like zero playtime before his rework.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. With Uther, he had piano build Uther for 2 years, and they actually. What I like about his rework is that they actually changed how supports can play now, because like he's the first one that got a talent that can honestly compete with Cleanse. And they actually reworked him enough so that he was no longer mana hungry, like severely mana hungry, and he's actually somewhat viable now. He's been viable since the rework essentially, and I don't know. To me, he just signifies that ushering of the changes for supports in general.
Yeah, outside of like really like large AOE comps that you go against, like Lunara, he has a pretty good time.
Yeah, definitely. He was the most overdue rework character here, I think.
Yeah, I don't think Garrosh really counts as a rework though. They just changed his Q.
I agree.
Like that's not really
they reworked the ability.
I agree. No,
it completely changed the Hero League unranked draft meta.
The thing is that I guess when I think of rework, I think of like a change to the overall kit.
I'm thinking the biggest, like you have a character that's unplayable and now they're significantly playable.
Like Arthas.
Yeah, or Garrosh. You can actually play him now. He's not banned.
But he sucks. His win rate dipped like 5%.
That's why you can play him now, because he's not good.
Holy shit. No, he was barely average before the rework, and now he's 45. He sucks ass right now.
He had an extremely toxic play style.
He got reworked. Average. Now he's more fringe average. Now he's bad.
So
that toxic playstyle is gone.
Yeah, Hero Physio in chat says every time I glance at the screen, the Bushies reminds me of Saskatchewan. Whatever that means.
That guy's a troll. He's just trying to plug his own
asparagus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Our show, guys. We gotta stop
Schizo, can we just recall the week-long period where everyone in this game played Murky?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck that rework. That was so dumb.
That was awful.
It was the same thing with Butcher. Everyone played him for about a week and a half.
Yeah.
And then no one ever saw him again.
Okay, to get this rolling, as much as I like Chromie's rework, she's a little bit one tricky and doesn't offer much outside of the long range poke, so I will take Chromie out. But I do like the rework.
Remove Darash, not a rework.
I was actually going to vote for Chromie, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I actually think that she's really good now. Like in a lot of maps, she's really good on Braxis. She's really good on Tomb. She's really good on Cursed Hollow. She's really good on these pokey maps, and she can do a lot. And it allows you to have a very, very flexible draft. Actually, if you have a Chromie. So
let's all vote.
I'm willing to take Uther out.
Uther's, I think he's my second pick.
Who's your first pick?
Garrosh, of course.
No.
All right. No, we're all voting, not our picks. Okay?
All right.
Okay.
All right, Chromie.
Uther.
Garrosh.
No, they were all.
They're all not.
They were all decent.
They're not
reworks.
good. They're all not good.
I mean, Garrosh is clearly the best.
All right, Scott doesn't vote. He skips.
Yes.
I'd say I'd
No
go
valid.
with maybe Uther.
No valid person to pick.
You know, Scott's like the Russian judge.
He's like the Russian judge.
That's who he is.
Only Russia.
2.1.
All right. So what do you say, Bacon?
I'm voting Arthas right now because personally he's the biggest one that changed for me, because I personally play Arthas because of that rework. I mean, I play Chromie and Uther too, but Arthas a lot more.
Okay, so
He's got to break the tie.
No, Loxley votes for Uther, so there you go.
Screw you. No.
You can't bring in someone else typing in.
Hey,
hero,
choose got to break it.
Yeah, I think reading the chat, there's a few arguments of, Uther went from the worst support to best support. Yeah. And he also ushered in that new cleanse meta that Blizzard started doing with changing cleanse around to not just pure cleanse but different kinds of cleanses through talents. So I'll change my vote for Uther.
Well, what he ushered in the most was the double support meta.
Yeah.
With having
which I was a fan of, honestly. As a support main, I was a fan of that.
You gotta be a fan of the single support. If you're a support main, you gotta be the star. You gotta be good enough to carry your own self. You can't have somebody else say like, "Hey, man, I need you to pick up the slack because I'm not that good."
Uther's really good though.
I'm willing to set aside my ego so that someone else can carry me.
I'll
carry him so he can carry me.
Wait, Scott. If Uther wasn't good, Genji would not have been nearly as good as you think he is.
Oh.
Well, Uther didn't need a rework to cast Divine Shield, though. That's the reason you pick them together is Divine Shield. He had that before his rework.
Yeah, but like if old Uther was available, no one would pick him. Like
he would get picked. No,
he wouldn't. He was really bad back then.
What are you talking about?
You don't remember how bad he was.
The only time he was getting picked was in HGC. He wasn't getting picked in Hero League at all during that time, but HGC he still had his role.
I don't know. I think if we had BlizzCon with old Uther would not have been played once.
He would have. It's like Tyrael. Tyrael, you don't really see him in Hero League. I've seen him maybe once this season in like 40 games, but in HGC he's picked all the time. He's got that invulnerability. That's really big in HGC.
I think we have our winner already. It's Uther. It's time to move on.
Yes. All right, move on. All right.
Hey, Uther, who should we vote for? Vote for me, bitch.
Okay, so the next one is who was the most overrated hero? Now, again, the character pool is anyone, so they don't have to be released in 2017. Just what character was the most overrated, and I'm going to go first. And it's Genji. So there you go.
Genji, huh?
So let's go to Tower Baron. So who was the most overrated hero for you?
This is another easy one. Kel'Thuzad.
Oh, that's pretty good. All right, let's go to Scott.
Sylvanas.
Okay. Let's go to Old Backpack.
Genji.
Oh, okay.
Genji, huh?
All right, so I said Genji. Old Backpack said Genji. Towerbrand said
Kel'Thuzad.
Kel'Thuzad, and Scott said Sylvanas. So what does Bacon say?
Guys, it's so hard to find all these character profiles while you guys are saying it live.
Well,
so countdown for me.
All right, let's just talk about.
All right,
The reason why I chose Genji is because he's a complete shit. You know, gold.
Period. We're done. Okay.
He's not shitty though.
Golden below. He's the shittiest character, and in order for him to work, you need to have a team comp that's really coordinated to do well.
He's a high skill cap hero. Of course, he's gonna be bad in the lower levels.
The problem is that people in gold, silver, and bronze think they're really good with him, and they're not, and it causes a lot of shit games.
That's only if he's picked in the top part of the draft. If he's picked near the end and he's actually makes sense to pick him, then he's pretty good. If someone first picks him and then the rest of the team doesn't follow up, then he's trash because that's his role. He has to kind of clean up. But in terms of most overrated, Kel'Thuzad had all this press coming out. He had that whole YouTube series of making of Kel'Thuzad, and everyone was saying like his talents were OP when he had he got the 30% spell power and everything, and then he comes up like, it's pretty hard to hit all the combos.
Yeah,
Get an anime made for him.
Dude, Kel'Thuzad was asked for since the beginning of the game. So overhyped.
Yeah.
There was no way he was gonna live up to the expectation, and then Blizzard tried really hard, to their credit, to make him like a combo-based blow-up kind of fun stuff to play, until people realized, holy shit, almost nobody can pull off Kel'Thuzad.
Yeah. It's looked cool on the preview, oh shit, I'm gonna be chaining everyone in this 5-hit combo every time and get my quest done before level 10, and then no, not really.
So okay, when HEC starts in 2 or 3 weeks, is Kel'Thuzad going to be played in more than 20% of games?
He's not picked now.
Yeah, he's not picked now. Why would he start getting?
I'm just asking. So maybe you're right. Maybe Kel'Thuzad is the character.
He's been able to be picked since what, 4 months ago. When's the last?
He's less
Kel'Thuzad
viable in pro play than in regular play, because in the pros they do a lot less team fighting and they're better at ignoring the combo, so he doesn't get stacks. It takes super long for him to get 30 stacks to get the damage buff.
It's also why Chromie's not really picked unless it's a very situational pick, because she doesn't see enough action to get the Q stacks. And same with Kel'Thuzad. And he's fucking squishy as hell.
Yep.
Okay. Actually, to be honest, I think Kel'Thuzad is my 1B and Genji's my 1A.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, so I'm good with Kel'Thuzad.
Yeah,
you guys want to make him the most overrated hero?
Scott's Sylvanas. Sylvanas is not overrated though. I think she's rated pretty. I think she's rated pretty normally.
She's a win more hero. Before this last month, she was highly overrated. She was not good.
I think the community as a whole has embraced that if Sylvanas wins the objective for your team, then she's gonna win the game for you. But she had a hard time doing it before.
Yeah, now she's able to snowball a level lead due to the changes. But before this last patch, she was a crutch in team fights. You had to get lucky or just straight up outplay the other team to win team fights with her.
But was she hailed as a hero that can completely carry a game before?
Well, I just think she's overrated. Going by overrated,
All right, let's define overrated.
Her value to me on a team is overrated. You guys are talking about hype for Kel'Thuzad. I don't
have a higher opinion of than is deserved.
Yeah. But I think we already came to agreement for Kel'Thuzad, right? So,
But I agree. But this is a great Stott versus Stott Part 2.
I don't
Same
think
outcome.
Kel'Thuzad was overrated. He may have been overhyped, but if anything, I'd go with Genji because Genji's win rate isn't actually that high. People just don't like playing against him.
Interesting.
Well,
Once again, the crowd has spoken. We're all voting for Kel'Thuzad, I think.
Well, Genji does have the reset potential, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he has the potential to wipe the entire enemy team, but if he doesn't get that first kill, he's probably not wiping anything.
And also half the time,
Yes.
Sounds so
like,
weird.
under Grandmaster level, like Grandmasters, okay, we'll keep them out of this talk because Grandmaster and pros can obviously use Genji to their utmost effectiveness, but half the time out of those games, you E in as Genji, I'm gonna get this motherfucker, you missed the E or it wasn't enough damage to kill the dude, and then you're just kind of stuck in the middle of nowhere while the minion and towers are wailing on you, and you just die by yourself.
That was Stott last time he played Genji.
Yeah.
That's
Don't
me when I play
I'm
Genji.
bad with him.
Yeah, me too. I want to get better with him, obviously, but and then how many times does a Genji dive into the back line, take out his fucking Dragon Blade, and he's popped in a second before he can do 2 swipes?
All the time.
Like, we're all looking at like the Fnatic player, like finishing off a 5-man team wipe in our heads, like when we're about to dive in and do the thing, but it never works out like that. So
all right. So let's
KTZ.
yeah.
Kel'Thuzad.
Kel'Thuzad.
Kel'Thuzad, okay.
All right, let's move on. All right, so who was the most underrated hero? So I guess by underrated, I guess we'll mean a hero that's been good, but he's not really, he doesn't have the hype around him though. So he's kind of like a trying to think of a sports athlete. He's like a Tom Hardy. He's really good in everything he does, but no one knows who he is. So let's go to Old Backpack first. So who's the most underrated hero?
So I want to say this with a big caveat. It's ETC for right after the rework.
No, you can't use that. You can't do that.
He was stupidly underrated. He hasn't changed since then. Except only his popularity increased.
So you're saying the most underrated hero.
We'll say the picks first and then get into it.
All right, so you say ETC?
ETC.
All right, no one's going to vote for that. All right, let's go to Scott.
ETC was bad after the rework.
He's the same now.
Well, the meta shifted and he got a health buff.
Yeah. All right, say the picks first, Scott.
I'm going to go with Avatar.
Okay. Let's go to Tower Baron.
Medivh.
What?
Underrated? He was
Medivh.
overrated to begin with?
Okay. So, wow. And so for me, my most underrated hero is Tyrael.
Of course.
So,
Of course.
so Bacon, what is your underrated hero?
My most underrated hero is hold on. Samuro.
Oh.
Yeah. There we go.
All right. So I want to remove Medivh and ETC right away.
Remove Medivh. Remove Medivh.
I voted to remove them right away.
Screw you.
Medivh is actually really strong. He's really strong. It's only if when you play your Hero League games or uncoordinated teams, he's trash.
He's really
the level of execution, but
ADRD.
Sorry.
He's really good if your name is Glorong or ADRD.
Exactly. He's totally underrated. Everyone thinks he's trash.
Because half of 1% of players are good with him.
Yeah, but the potential is there. The potential is there, and everyone thinks he's trash, but actually he's really good if you're good enough to play with him.
Okay.
He's one of the most unique characters. I almost went Lost Vikings actually, but I picked Medivh instead.
What the fuck?
Yeah, Lost Vikings, while they were decent at the beginning of the year, the last 6 months, they haven't been anywhere to be found. Even in the places where they should shine, they're subpar.
Yeah, that's why I picked Medivh.
All right, I don't know where to go with this. Samaro's really good at lower levels.
He's good in higher levels too.
But his win rate It was kind of low though, right? Am I wrong about
Yeah,
that?
Surprisingly high, isn't it?
Well, that's because the rework came out like a month
Well,
ago.
his pick rate is super low. He doesn't get any play.
Yeah.
Was that because Samuro's like only good on like on a small number of maps, like Blackheart's Bay and stuff like that?
I don't know. I mean, shit, I don't see him. I don't see him played, so it's hard for me to tell.
Yeah.
What is chat saying? Let's see what they're saying.
Well, we should vote people off of the list, right? Like, let's vote for who shouldn't be on the list.
I say Medivh and ETC.
So yeah, so
I
everyone
think-
vote for Hero. Yeah.
I think ETC now, as he is, he's pretty. He's a huge part of the meta.
Oh yeah, I know.
He's made it back for a while now to the trio of like solo tanks that we always you know hype around. So I think he's out.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
And,
that's now though. I talk about the year of 2017. Like,
I see what you mean with
I
that.
think
there's
he
a
was-
good 6 month time where he was not played at all.
I think he was more normal in the meta than he was out of the meta.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
still
was
got
like
picked.
out of the meta for like
A month or two?
No, it
2
was like
months,
3 months. He was unplayable. Even though he's almost the exact same as he is now.
But the thing is that like Tyrael, nothing's happened to Tyrael at all, and at least in the Western world, he's never played.
because he has no crowd control.
Yeah.
Well, at 16 he gets crowd control.
He had zone control.
Yeah, that's like end game. What about the middle and the beginning?
Well,
Yeah,
then-
What about
we're
this
snowballing.
meta that's focused much more around early game?
he's really good, and they haven't even touched him.
All right, so let's take out ETC. I also vote to take Abathur out. I think he's been a large part of the meta for a long time.
I second that. I agree.
He has,
Also-
but his strength I think is underrated.
Yeah,
I get
I think so
Abathur
too. I
player.
kind of go with Scott. I think when everyone has Abathur on their team, there's like, oh shit, we have Abathur.
Like,
But no, you can actually. be
Abathur
good.
sucks. No, Abathur sucks in this meta.
People don't know how to play with him
Yeah.
on your
Same
team.
thing with Medivh.
No, but remember, is it this meta or is it like this year? That's the big point, right? This year, Abathur had a lot of play at all levels.
Yeah,
He's had a decent amount of play.
I
So
mean,
he
But
doesn't really-
he's largely forgotten and not considered until he comes out. Then it's like, oh yeah, Abathur, he's
but
really good here.
that
Yeah,
applies to most of these heroes, though.
You know what I will say though, like in the right hands, Abathur can carry games on his own.
Yeah, I do think that too. Most of the time when you get an Abathur and you're playing your games, it's like, oh shit, we're gonna
Samuro
lose.
can carry the fuck out of games by himself. He's the camp master,
He's
split
the
pusher
camp master.
and in this,
So is Gazlo.
No, it's different, dude.
but Gazlo,
Gaslo's Gaslo.
yeah.
I motion to take Medivh out.
Hell no,
I-
Medivh's awesome.
Yeah, but no.
Oh, what?
I don't know if you could say Medivh's underrated. He's got his niche spot, and you know that where he shines, he's an all-star.
Hey guys, so let's all vote for a hero that's not our own. How about that? Do that
All
like
right,
we did last
like
time.
that.
So Fringe, vote.
I go Abathur.
Abathur.
Tyrael.
Go with maybe Samuro.
Abathur. So
Okay.
Medivh's out.
Medivh's out.
Damn it.
So we should vote on this.
Well, let's see. Robin of Locksley says,
Nobody voted for Medivh, right? Isn't it
Yeah.
gonna be the same votes?
Yeah.
Medivh is
Yeah,
gone.
he's
Yeah.
gone.
So Robin of Locksley says Zarya is really good. Ogre says he sees a lot more Abathur than Samuro in quick match.
Let's
Grubby
quick match.
just
Everyone's trying
wrecking-
him out. That's
It
everyone's
says,
trying him out. That's why.
JJ
Which
is
hero
saying-
which hero do you look at first and then underestimate? Like, oh,
Abathur.
that guy's gonna have not a
Abathur.
lot of effect.
Abathur.
Yeah.
No, that's Samuro for me.
No, I think it's Abathur.
I know.
Well,
I know.
somebody's
I know
playing
exactly what
Samuro.
Samuro's
I'm
gonna
assuming
do.
they're really good with them, because the
See,
majority
I-
of the population. Samuro's like Medivh. The majority of the population don't play him, but the people who do have a ton of games under their belt with them, and they're going to be good with them.
I guess there are a lot of shitty Abathurs out there.
Yeah, there are.
That are on the bandwagon.
To be fair, though, in order to play Abathur well, I think it's best to be on a coordinated, at least be on comms, you know. But
not really.
I think so. I mean, I don't know.
Oh, okay, as long as you're pinging in.
Should we vote?
I have a feeling Abathur's gonna win.
Abathur.
No. So you can't vote for your own if you want to. But vote of the three.
But the thing is that like Samuro is really good at the lower levels. Like last time I checked, his win rate was really low at the higher levels.
You gotta vote, son.
And he's not underrated. I mean, I know when someone picks Samuro, like they're gonna.
All right. This is what I'll say. Any character that has a high win rate in bronze and silver is not a good. Like that's a bad. You know, if a shitty player is good with them, then he can't be that good.
That's your opinion.
All right, fine.
No, but at the higher level, the people who play Samurai don't go the Bladestorm.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So Fringe, what's your pick?
Oh, I'm gonna pick Tyrael again then.
Okay. Tower.
Abathur.
Samuro.
Abathur.
Can we pick our own?
Of course.
Oh no, Matt did. That's why I picked
Yeah, okay, so that means Tyrael's out.
Just give it to Abathur.
No,
Tyrael's out.
Tyrael's out. So
Fringe is the tiebreaker.
Yeah, Fringe, you gotta vote.
All right, Abathur wins. Okay.
I vote Abathur.
See, I think he's so prevalent in the pro meta too that
he's not underrated. He's played often. He
plays a lot. Yeah, you don't underestimate an Abathur.
I always underestimate
built around it. You have Abathur comps. Like
you're like, oh shit. Oh, let me make my case. Like he's played a lot in all levels, right?
Take the lose.
Hold on. I'll see if I can convince one of you. He's played a lot in all levels and pro play, and that's the reason like that it trickles down. Samuros are barely picked, but they can carry games by themselves, right? Just like an Abathur can, but he's also infinitely less picked than an Abathur. Abathur is part of the general meta.
Yeah, but what Abathur has, he has Mule, which is way more important nowadays.
Wait.
I think taking camps by yourself and
level 7 talent makes your choice for you?
No, I'm just saying that Abathur is very underrated. Like if a good Abathur can carry games, I don't think a good Abathur, a good Samuro can. At least
he can.
Yeah, watch Grubby.
So you're underestimating Samuro right now.
Yeah, exactly.
He's underrated.
This Abathur, all right. How many times on Fringe have you said we have this
underestimate the extent, value, or importance of something or someone?
Are you really just gonna keep arguing until you get your hero selected?
All right.
Decisions have been made.
Okay. Abathur is the winner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bullshit. Sorry.
All right. So now we have two more left. So the next one is the best skin released in 2017. So I'm gonna go first. I think it's gonna be this one skin, but I didn't choose it. I chose the Anubalisk skin.
I don't have the pictures for.
Are we not doing skins?
No, we can do it. Just I don't have the pictures.
Oh,
I didn't have enough time.
I think it's either gonna be the Diablo skin or the Anubarak skin. Right?
Maybe.
Maybe.
All right. So are we doing this one or no?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, you got that.
All right. So I chose the Nubalisk. So let's go to old backpack.
Titus banana hammock.
Oh yes.
Thong Titus.
All right, let's go to Scott.
He didn't pick one.
Yeah, I'm not really a big skins guy. I guess I'll go with the Vala Christmas skin or whatever.
Okay.
Why not Vala Sheriff skin with the boobs?
All right. What does Tower Baron say?
Primeval Diablo.
Yeah.
Xenomorph. Diablo.
What did Bacon pick?
Templar Li Bing.
Which one's that?
Hold on. I'm
Okay.
actually working out something right now, but Templar Living, I'll show you in a second.
That's not better than the volleyball one. I don't know.
Of course, the Asian
I
guy.
don't really
would
like the
choose
Templar skin.
That's okay.
Why?
Nah.
Yeah, I don't like that skin at all. Actually.
What the fuck? You guys
He's
are
Asian,
weird.
guys. He
The
likes Asian guys. What
volleyball
do you
one's
want?
way better.
Yeah, I like the slutty volleyball one.
Yeah, the volleyball.
Slutty volleyball.
Yeah, their ass out.
Slutty volleyball.
Yeah.
All right. What'd you say, Scott?
The Vala Christmas skin.
I don't
Like-
have that.
Cool
Yeah, whatever.
Winter's
Slut-
Helper Vala.
All right, let's just say
Winter's Helper
guess.
Vala.
all right, so Bacon's choice doesn't count. Put that one out immediately.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't
Screw
know
you
what
guys.
that one.
Well, I'm
Tiger's
cool with
man
it,
thong.
like as well.
Volleyball
the
was
Tigers-
last year, though. Anyway,
Yeah.
Which one? What?
the
Volleyball
leaning
leaning was this year.
Oh.
skin volleyball was last year.
Oh.
Yeah. So was the Asmodan dunk skin.
Mm-hmm.
Malfurion's new Christmas skin is also pretty sick with the Christmas lights on top of his
Yeah.
head.
Yeah, that
That's
was
pretty good.
probably my second best one.
But I'm cool with any of these actually, other than the Li Ming one. Like I'm cool with any, to be honest.
Screw you
No, the
guys.
thing with the Diablo one is that was the one everyone wanted, like after 2.0 with the loot boxes. People were re-rolling like 1,000 coins trying to get that one.
That is true.
That was
the
the shit.
initial 2.0 drop with Diablo being in there, I think that was the most hyped one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But is it the best one though? Because to me, the best skin is also the most creative. Like Diablo is just a skin they ported over from the game, right? But Titus Manthon, that I mean, the staff had to draw that out. You know, they said, you know what, we're putting
I mean,
Titus.
this category isn't here to cater to your fantasies, man.
Hey,
Yeah.
I really enjoyed their
what
their
it's
attention to
about.
detail.
The
You may
Diablo's
like
Prime-
the banana hammock, but I like the primeval skin.
It's
We
the
all have
first
our
one
preferences.
to. It's the first one when I saw this mount animation. It's like one of the first skins that actually made me think this is legitimately creepy looking. The
That's
way he
true.
crawls around.
Yeah. It's
So,
definitely like a xenomorph, alien xenomorph.
Yeah. All right, so I vote for Diablo.
Yeah,
I'll vote for Diablo.
All right.
for Diablo.
Tychus if I can't pick my own.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, Diablo is the scary Diablo skin is by far the best skin of 2017.
All right, congratulations,
All right.
Diablo.
Last one. All right. This is the best one, the coolest one. All right. So who was the best overall hero of 2017? And I'm gonna go Sonya.
Of course.
So let's go to old backpack.
Rayman.
All right, let's go to Tower Baron.
Greymane.
Let's go to Scott.
Oh man, I don't know. That one's like really hard to quantify.
You had days to think about this, bitch.
I know, but it's just.
He's still thinking about it. He's been thinking about it for
We sent you
days.
notices days ago.
I know, but it's really hard to.
I wrote mine
Just
down.
say
So I don't
Genji. You
forget.
want to say Genji,
Yeah.
right? You're thinking
Yeah.
about Genji.
No,
Genji's like your 3-year pick so far.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll go with Brightwing.
Right wing.
I think I
Okay.
thought for sure you're gonna go Zul'jin.
Yeah.
Or
Brightwing's
I think it'll
awesome.
Murden for
Zul'jin.
sure. Murden or Zul'jin.
All right.
Brightwing, bring back the Z build.
All right. So I vote to remove Brightwing.
The
I vote
classics
for
are the
Brightwing.
best.
Me too.
Right wing from the
Yeah.
I
Oh,
just
remove
put him on
Brightwing.
this. I just put him on the screen. I'm gonna take him off. Brightwing was ineffective for a large part of the year because she didn't have that shield build yet because she was in that nerfed state. So I think and she's not even that crazy good right now.
Yeah.
I mean, she's viable if
Yeah.
the comp is right, but I don't know.
Emerald Wind wins team fights.
Yeah,
So, I guess In regards to Sonya, what I'll say is that all it took was one little change to the cooldown on her E, or no, the amount of healing it provides for her to be good.
one little change. I think they buffed the damage of her whirlwind by like 20%, and on top of that, they buffed the healing amount by like another like 25%. Like that was a huge buff.
Yeah, I know, but like
that's like one of the biggest numbers tweaks we've had for anybody's abilities.
No, let me finish.
You can't say that's small.
No. All they did was change. They just tweaked the numbers. They didn't change her kit.
They made a huge tweak to the numbers. It wasn't like a 10% buff. It was like a 20% buff. And then on top of that 20% buff, where you get 20% healing more because you're dealing.
She got nerfed, and like they
get another like 30% buff. To the
they still nerfed all of her stuff. They nerfed her back, and she's still really good still. Like she's been like in the meta for like whenever that change happened.
They increased the cooldown on her whirlwind. They didn't nerf any of the numbers on the damage or the healing the whirlwind does. I don't believe.
Every game now has a Sonya in it, or should have a Sonya in it, and she fits in every team comp, no matter what you're doing. Other than like having her be the solo tank, which should never happen anyway. But I don't know. Like I definitely like the Greymane pick as well. Like I don't like Genji at all.
I think Genji, in terms of him being the reason I pick Genji, I don't like Kim as a hero. Like he's effective, but that's exactly why I chose him, is because he's effective. He's been effective ever since he came out at the higher levels. There's almost nothing you can do if you're a low health hero and stuck in the back line. Genji's gonna get you. Like how can you fucking stop that? You don't. He E's and E's. And he's out, kills you, and he's out of the backline. Like,
wait, how are you gonna vote for Lucio for best hero of 2017 over Genji, but then you go for best hero overall, and Genji's better than Lucio? In your opinion, how does that work?
This is the entire pool
because Brightwing got removed.
Entire pool.
I'm just bringing up inconsistencies in that. If you're not gonna pick some Lucio, if you're not gonna pick him, it should be somebody outside of 2017, right?
Wait. He just got lawyered.
Wait, there was Stott versus Stott part 1 and 2. Now you're talking about inconsistencies? What?
But, well, I didn't want to bring up the same hero twice.
Okay, that's fair enough. I'll accept that.
But I like Greymane because he can fit in, like he can actually fit in any comp.
Yeah, like, almost any. And he's prevalent in all the levels of play from bronze to HGC.
Yeah. Greymane was out of meta earlier this year for a couple months, though, wasn't he?
Before the Q build changes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I figured 9 months he's been playable.
Yeah, but
he got reworked and his Q build got like gutted, and he wasn't played. I don't know how long ago those changes were, but he wasn't playable for a few months.
Both his ultimates have their place, so it's not a strict like 90% for one ultimate versus the other. And they spent a couple months tweaking that, and I feel like they've landed on a sweet spot. And he's one of the few heroes that the plays that you make to get like an extra kill or two because of your own mechanical ability, there's not many heroes you can say you can do that with. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I vote for Greymane.
Like a Rich can eke out a little bit more damage than like a Masters player than a Bronze Greymane, just based on, because it's all the same kid, but the mechanical ability of reading the team fight and using abilities appropriately.
Yeah, the use of abilities on going into in and out of melee form and how you use your swipe. There's a huge difference between good and bad players. You'll see people close in on kills you didn't think were possible due to good gameplay, where somebody's out of range and they dive a minion to go into melee form and swipe, and they continue chasing, and then they roll out into human form and get that last like auto attack off where you were just like, whoa, that guy's way out of range, you're never going to catch him. So I'll agree with that.
Okay. So Greymane, right? I think we all agree, or 3 of us agree.
I think Greymane is Definitely it.
Mhm.
Although all of us suck at Greymane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We play him, but we don't play him that well. We try.
Yeah.
What about Scott?
We have Loxley to play him.
No, I need work on my Greymane.
Okay.
Yeah, I play him, but I'm not
Yeah.
great.
He's on the top of my list.
Okay. So there you go. There you go. That's the recap of the Bushies. And next week we'll do the Baron Tower Awards. So we'll do all the
I
negative.
wonder what the trophy's gonna look like for that though.
It's the same thing. It's
Giant
the bush.
bronze helmet.
No,
Yeah.
it's-
All right.
Yeah,
So
it's a
uh,
bronze type helmet.
so
Best-
overall impressions for the year in HOTS has been good.
Oh,
other
hold
than
on.
like the
We-
yeah. Okay.
I'd like to. So congratulations, Greymane, I guess.
Yeah.
And then we can go over
Yeah.
it real quick. Here are all the topics to go through it. Best new hero released in 2017 this year. Winner Lucio. Best rework of 2017. Winner is Uther. Most overrated hero Kel'Thuzad. Most underrated Abathur. I don't agree
Samuro.
with that. But it's been decided. Best skin released in 2017. Primeval Diablo. Best overall hero out of the entire pool. Greymane.
Just one more thing. Best mount of the year, the rooster mount.
Rooster.
Oh yeah, the rooster.
The
Yeah.
rooster. The cock.
No,
cock.
Happy Cloud.
No, the cock. Everyone
The
wanted
golden,
the cock.
golden cock.
Everyone
Yeah,
wanted
everyone wanted the
gold.
golden cock.
Okay,
That, like,
golden
that was the
cock,
thing.
yeah. All right.
Everyone besides Scott wanted the golden cock. Like
What's the
that's a
best?
show title?
Let's do a quick one. What's our favorite map out of all of them?
Infernal Shrines.
Infernal Shrines.
Spider Queen.
I like Dragonshire and Sky Temple. Those are my top two.
I like Infernal Shrines.
Yeah.
Okay, so overall the year's been really good for HOTS, other than the
Hanamura gets fucked.
Somebody type
Schizo
in Hanamura
Hanamura.
chat.
all right. So all right. So let's move on.